Hey y'all, welcome back for another beautiful Thursday in God's Kingdom. I'm Shanta Prince and I work with women coaches and I help them to build their personal brands. I show them how to get clients, but I also help them to take their gifts and their expertise and their knowledge and all the experiences, their stories, and I help them to package that into a nice offer that they can sell. And most of the time, that offer is a high ticket offer. So basically, I teach women how to use their gifts, how to make a living using their gifts. And so a lot of what I do is going to be packaged today in like a brief nutshell on how you can build a thriving coaching business. So everything that I do, right? I'm going to just wrap it up for you today so you can get the overview of what it takes to build a successful coaching business. And the main reason why I focus on coaching or online expertise is because, believe it or not, I actually started my business talking about life purpose. I actually started out helping women to discover their life purpose. And what we would do, we would focus on their gifts, we would focus on their life experiences that felt the most rewarding for them. And I would help them to figure out what their purpose is, what their next step in life is. Let me just silence my phone really quickly. And so started out talking about life purpose, and then that evolved into branding because I believe that building an awesome brand is going to be rooted in your purpose, your gifts, your stories, your expertise. I believe that God uses everything, right? Hey, I don't think God wastes anything. Like everything that you've been through matters, and God can and will use it. And so, what I do with my clients is I help them to tap into their story, their expertise, the things that they're great at doing. And I help them to package their offer so that they can serve the people that they're called to serve. Right. He don't waste a drop, not a drop. And so, y'all, like that is like the best thing ever is helping women to just be who they are and make an amazing living by being who they already are. You don't have to be anybody else. You don't have to do anything extra. I help you to package up who you are in a way that's sellable so that when the people who you're called to serve, when they see you, they can immediately identify you as a person that they need to work with, as a person who can change their life. And so a lot of what I do is helping with the packaging part because many times we're just too close to see it. And even with myself, even though I specialize in branding and brand messaging, sometimes I get help with my own stuff because I'm just so close to it that sometimes I'm not able to see what's right there, what's right in front of me. And so I need help with my branding, and sometimes I need help with my messaging as well. But the thing is, most of my clients are amazing at what they do as far as their gifts and their expertise, but they need help with the business side of it. They need help with doing it as a business. And that's really what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about 5 things you need to have in place to be able to build a thriving coaching business. Even if you don't consider yourself as a coach, maybe you see yourself as a mentor, maybe you see yourself as a consultant, but there are some pieces that you got to have working together so that your business can thrive. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to one of my clients about this on Tuesday night, and I was explaining to her how I went through this process of really learning how the pieces of a thriving online business work together. And it took me years to put the pieces together. But with my clients and with you after today, it won't take you long to figure out how all these pieces need to work together. It's frustrating when you're trying to do something and you're struggling because you haven't done another part in your business. And I want to talk about how all of those pieces are going to work together. So, for example, if you're baking a cake, right? Hey, Renee, if you're baking a cake and if you put, let's say you put all of the ingredients together for your cake. Now, last week I baked a banana pudding cake last week. And so this is the perfect example. If I put all of the ingredients together and then mix them up, and then I take it and I put it in the cake pan, and I take the cake pans to the oven, but the oven is not turned on, then I'm going to have a problem, right? Because I got a piece that's missing. I got something that's missing. Or let's say I put all of the ingredients together and then I realize, oh my goodness, I don't have any eggs, right? And so I'm going to have a problem because now my cake doesn't have eggs. Well, guess what? Your business is like that. Your business is like baking a cake because you got to have all the ingredients working together. That's why this is called a recipe, right? I'm gonna give you a recipe for a thriving coaching business. So, so back to what my client and I were talking about. She was feeling a little frustrated because there's certain things that she's working on, and those parts are going well for her. But then when she takes the next step to start closing sales, she's frustrated because she's like, "Well, I'm doing this and it's not working." Well, you got that part working well, but you need these other pieces working together as well. Okay. So the first thing you need to build a thriving online coaching business is you need visibility. You need visibility because if you have an amazing offer but nobody knows that you exist, then how are you going to sell that offer? I will tell you that visibility is one of the things that I see people struggle with the most. They struggle with being seen, the fear of being seen, or they don't feel like they have their stuff together to step out and be seen. And I will tell you that we all grow and change, we all evolve, we all shift and move. And the thing is, the most beautiful thing about stepping out is allowing your people to see you grow and change, to see you evolve, to see you level up. Yes, you're going to make some mistakes. Yes, they're going to see that, but they're also going to see your comeback as well. I say this often. Yeah, people are going to see when you make mistakes. People are going to see when you don't get it right, but they're also going to see when you come up, when you level up. And the thing nowadays, you guys, in the past, before social media became so popular, perfection was the thing, right? We wanted everything to be perfect. If you're watching TV and you see a mistake, it was like a big a big turn off. But you guys, like nowadays, like if something is too perfect, it's suspicious to us. Like we get a little suspicious because like, wait a minute now, that's just too good to be true. And I'm saying that so that you understand that it's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. I've done all kinds of things on my live videos, you guys. I have pulled my lashes off on my live videos. I did one video one time and it was like upside down or sideways, and I just kept going. And guess what? That happened to be one of my highest viewed videos at the time. I did a live video one time and my bra strap was showing the whole time. As a matter of fact, I just fixed my bra strap a few minutes ago on this live video. So you guys, like you really are, you're in life. This is real life. And I'm saying all that to say that people appreciate realness and authenticity, right? So if you start a video and you're like, oh my goodness, that's messed up, you got a couple of choices. You can keep going, or you can, or you could crumble under the pressure, or you can keep it moving, right? And so I'm always choosing to keep it moving. Why? Because this is real life. I'm laughing at this, Sasha. This is real life, you guys. And so people appreciate authenticity. Okay. We are okay if things don't go perfect. As a matter of fact, actually, when something is not perfect, it kind of make you feel a little better, right? So when you see something going on, it's like, oh my goodness, well, they messed up on this. A lot of times, y'all, like I don't, when somebody makes a mistake or when something has happened or somebody's on a live video or they're stepping out there, that stuff doesn't even bother me anymore because I understand like this is real life. Like this is what you get, right? And so I'm saying that so that you understand how powerful you can be when you just show up and not thinking about being perfect or think about everything being in perfection all the time. Like for example, I just told you guys, so I just saw my bra strap showing, so I'm like fixing my bra strap. Y'all don't care about that, right? You want to know, okay, how can I build a thriving business, right? The information that you're going to get is more important than my bra strap showing, and it's still peeking up over here. But I'm kind of reversed because the camera angle, so I keep doing the wrong side. But you care more about the information that I'm giving you, and that's what it's really all about, y'all. It's about you showing up and serving the people who you're called to serve. And what I'm finding is that a lot of people don't really understand that when you are doing business, that's serving. And when you show up and you serve your audience, it doesn't matter how many people are watching. It doesn't matter if there's one person watching. Sometimes I'm live and the number says 0. Do y'all think I'll let that stop me? No, I do not, because I know that a lot of you go back and watch the replay. So even if you don't catch me live, okay, let me go back and see what was going on. Let me go back and catch the replay. I don't allow numbers to deter me. I don't allow numbers to distract me. Why? Because I am called to serve. so I don't get caught up in all of those things. So when you're growing a business, you have to be willing to be visible. Even if you have a business where you're not the face of your brand, right? Because some people have businesses where they are not the face. But I will tell you, if you are a coach or if you are a mentor, you are the face of your brand because you are the product. But if you have like a tech company, or like, for example, I have a product company, I have a real estate business. I'm getting ready to start another one because I'm getting into real estate investing. But for some of my business, I'm not the face of my business. But if you're in this space, in the coaching space, then you are the face of your business, and you gotta be visible, you gotta be seen. So that way you can continue to grow. So let me tell you what happens when you don't have enough visibility, when you're not being seen, when you're not getting out there, when you're not um, working on some of the other things that we're going to talk about. What happens is you start sharing with the same people over and over and over again. And this is what my client and I talked about. My client and I were talking about how she's doing very well on her content. The girl is bad when it comes to her content. Like, she's organized. She schedules her posts. Like, she knows what's going out when it's going out. But what's happening is her audience is starting to fizz out a little bit, right? And so what I was explaining to her was like, listen, what you're doing fantastic, but what you're experiencing is perfectly normal when you're not working on growing your audience. So having your group get quiet or your page get quiet, that's totally normal because you're not bringing people in on a regular basis. And so this is what I mean when I said it took me years to put all the pieces together, because I would be working on one area of my business and I'm like, it's going well, but it's not doing what it's supposed to do. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And that would be because another part of the business is not working, right? And so we talked about how this is perfectly normal. So what happens is when you have a Facebook group or when you have a page, a lot of times people get distracted because we have 50 million groups out here. As a matter of fact, I'm in another group. I just joined some Christmas decorating group. Y'all know Christmas is my favorite, so I'm in some Christmas group, y'all, and I'm like so distracted because I'm like, "Oh, that's cute," or "Oh, I don't know what they think with that, with those with those decorations." But listen, I'm in this other group, right? So if I'm in your group, then I may have just tapped out because why? Another group has got my attention. Guess what? That's what's happening with your ideal clients. They may have joined your group a few months ago, but now they're distracted by the next thing, y'all. It's just human nature. We're all distracted. We all listen. My attention span is so short these days. Like, it's just ridiculous. But guess what? Your ideal clients are experiencing the same thing. There's so many opportunities out there. We all get drawn away by the shiny thing, and it's normal. It's not that people don't like you. It's not that your product is not bomb. It's not that you're not bomb. It's just that they have gotten distracted, right? So what happens is when a person first joins your group, they're excited, they're happy to be there, they're engaged. But guess what happens? Like 3 months down the line, they may have tapped out because they're in something else, right? So if you're not getting engagement from them, that's just a part of having a group or having a page or having an email list. People just tap out. And that's why you need visibility, because you need a constant flow of people coming into your platform. Okay. So you need visibility. You got to be seen. I just talked about on Tuesday night how to get booked on podcasts so you can increase your visibility. I talked step by step on how to get booked on other people's podcasts, how to find the podcast, how to pitch to the podcast. What information do you send them? All of everything around getting booked, because that is a very powerful form of visibility. And I know someone, as a matter of fact, who didn't even spend any money on ads, but she made her first 7 figures by just showing up on other people's podcasts. Being on other people's podcasts is a powerful visibility strategy, and it costs you nothing but your time, right? You don't have to spend money on ads. It's just your time. Okay. So you got to step out of the fear of being seen, because in order for you to help people, you got to be seen. You need visibility, right? You have to go, and you when you're called, you have a responsibility to find the people, to connect with the people who you're called to. So visibility has got to be a part of your marketing strategy. You've got to be seen. Okay. So the second thing that you need when you're getting visibility, you also need a lead generation strategy. What is a lead? A lead is a person who has the potential to become a client. Okay. A lead is a potential client. And so the way that you find your potential clients is by being visible. Now, when I teach my clients, When I work with my clients, I show them how to make money immediately, right out of the gate, because I want them to start getting income rolling in right away. It does not take 6 months to start making money. When we work together, I can have you making money in less than 30 days. If you follow all the stuff that I'm giving you, all the instructions, you could be making money. You can have income running in less than 30 days, right? It does not take a long time, despite Natasha says immediately. It does not take a long time to start making money, despite what we have been led to believe. If you have an offer, you can be making money within a few days, right? Like, I'm telling you, it doesn't take what we, for some reason, we have been conditioned to think that making money is difficult and that it takes a long time, and it absolutely does not. It does not. And so I teach my clients how to get started right away with making money, generating income. But then after that first round, it's like, okay, now you got the money rolling in. Now let's show you how to build your brand, how to build your business. And so visibility, this is when we start. We need visibility. We need you booked on stages. We need you booked on podcasts. We need you collaborating with people, right? And you need a lead generation system where when you're being visible, you have a way to grow your audience from that visibility, right? So being seen is one thing, but how do you convert those eyes into leads, right? You got to have something in place where you're pulling in leads. And see, I think this is one of the biggest things that a lot of coaches struggle with is they struggle with closing sales, and they struggle with closing sales because they don't know how to generate leads. Generating leads is something that you got to do on a regular basis. Yes, we want you seen, but yes, you have to convert those eyes into leads so you can ultimately close the sale. And so lead generation is something that you got to focus on every single day. There's so many different ways to generate leads. The possibilities are endless. And so if you're focusing on generating leads, a lot of finding out if a person is a fit for your program, many times you got to have a conversation with them. Okay. So let me just slow down just for a minute right here, because I want you to understand that yes, there are ways to get clients without talking to them. Okay. But usually when people are getting clients and they're using a funnel of some sort, usually those people already have some experience. They already have amazing testimonials, because testimonials sell, right? So for if a person is, let's say a person is going through your funnel, let's say for those of you who are like, okay, girl, what is a funnel? Right? Because I know I have some people who are new. So a funnel is just a process that people go through. So when you see a link on Facebook, you're scrolling on Facebook and you see a link and you click on that link and then you go to a page and then you sign up for a free whatever, that's a funnel. And so what a lot of people like to do, they like to send people through a funnel and get clients like that. But what converts very powerfully in a funnel, mostly the information that you're sharing, and you got to be strategic with how you share the information, but also they have very powerful testimonials. If I hear someone saying, oh, I did this program and I closed my first, 12 clients, that sells as well. So many times people are like, oh, you don't have to talk to people to get clients. And usually they have experience, they have success, and their funnel, the whatever they're teaching in their funnel has been proven to convert. So it takes time to be able to put those things in place. So what I usually encourage my clients to do is I encourage them to do it live, right? Get a lot of experience going live. Like for me, I don't think I'll ever stop going live. I don't think I'll ever stop launching in a live setting, because I like to actually connect with my people. I like to talk to you guys. I like to know what's going on in your life. And yes, I do build funnels. I just built a funnel. I built a funnel for a client a couple of months ago, and I actually enjoy building funnels. But let me tell you, I will never allow a funnel to replace me, because even if I do have a funnel and I have people running through a funnel, I'm still showing up live. I'm still connecting with my people, and the funnel, the funnel is just coming alongside what I'm already doing live. Natasha says, go live, it works. Yes. Natasha is one of those ones. You can always see her going live and engaging with people. She's electrifying. She has a contagious energy and she's amazing on camera. And guess what happens when Natasha is live? People see that, they feel her energy, and guess what? They want to work with her. She gets messages like, hey, how can I work with you? Like, what you got? When you have people coming to you asking how they work, how they can work with you, you know you're doing something right. Yep, I teach you how to sell offers, how to sell your offers and things like that. But you should all when you're doing things right, you're always going to be making offers, but you're also going to have people coming to you saying, "Hey, how can I work with you?" Right? That's a great way to pull in some clients. Is just allow people to see you doing your thing, and they immediately want to grab a hold of that energy, that power. When you're stepping into your power, you're stepping into what God has called you to be, and you're operating in that thing. That thing is magnetic. When I see someone doing their thing, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's baking. I don't care if it's teaching. I don't care if it's running track. I don't care if it's football. When I see somebody in their element and they're doing what God has designed them to do, it inspires me. This is why visibility is so important. People need to see you being and doing doing what God has called you to do and being who God has called you to be. That is a magnetic power that a lot of people are not talking about, right? You just being who God has designed you to be, right? That power draws people to you. It is magnetic. And so when you focus on you got your visibility going and now you're focusing on leads, a lot of your leads are going to come from you having conversations with people. And sometimes that conversation can be on video, it could be on a phone call, it could be in the DMs. A lot of people, when I teach my clients on how to sell in the DMs, a lot of people, when they hear selling the DMs, they immediately think, oh, I got to talk to strangers. No, that's not what we're talking about, right? I don't want my clients going in email or DMing 20,000 strangers. I want to teach them how to use the DMs to build relationships and then close the sale. And there's a very strategic way that you do that. But it's also, even though it's strategic, it's very authentic. It's a very genuine way to connect with people. So finding out if a person is a good fit for your program, you got to communicate with people. And let me tell you, I know that a lot of people who are introverts, they struggle because they're like, well, I'm an introvert, right? Yes, ma'am, Natasha. Thank you so much. So people, the introverts really struggle. Can I just tell y'all, I'm a hardcore introvert. And people don't believe me when I say that because they're like, well, you do speaking engagements and you do videos. Now I said I'm an introvert. I didn't say I was shy, but I am an introvert, okay? There's a difference between being shy and being an introvert. The thing is, you guys, when it comes to business, yes, I'm an introvert, but I also want to help people. And let me tell you, if you are an introvert, you can really crush sales in the DMs. Because an introvert, listen, an introvert, we don't want to necessarily get on a call if we don't have to, right? So we're gonna do what we can to close this sale in the DMs. Because if I don't have to get on the phone, I'm willing to, but if I can close it without getting on the call, hey, I'm here for that, right? So what has happened is I have become a master in the DMs because if I don't have to get on a call, then because I have to get my energy ready. If I'm going to talk to anybody, like I don't care who it is, even when I go to pick my kids up from school every day, I have to get my energy ready to converse with them because they want to talk about their day and they want to talk about what's for dinner and all of those things. So I have to get my energy prepared for that. So if I don't have to muster up the energy to get on the call, then hey, I'm here for that. But guess what? If I do need to get on the call to close the sale, then I do what I have to do. But because of my nature, I'm really great at messaging because messaging, writing, texting, all those things allow me the opportunity to gather my thoughts, get my thoughts together, and my thoughts come together well when I have the time to write it out or think through it or text it out. And so I've become a master with closing sales and DMs because that's just the way that I prefer to do it. So I think that for my introverts, you've got to learn sales strategies that you can really work well because of your personality, right? You can crush it in the DMs. You can close sales in the DMs on a regular basis, right? See, for me, being the introvert that I am, I can text you all day, but don't call me. If we're in a text conversation, don't pick up the phone and call me because I won't answer, right? And I could have the phone in my hand and be looking at you calling like, right? Well, I'll text you all day. This is why introverts can really crush it in the DMs because you can message people all day long and close sales all day long, okay? But like I said, there's a strategy behind it. You work the strategies, you can be successful, y'all. Like seriously, successful, if you know how to work those DMs. So having conversations with people, that's how you're going to identify that person as a lead or that person as a potential client. There's also other ways to generate leads. And I talk about this with my clients, having an email list. I talked to one of my clients last week, and she was talking about how her email list is growing. And I'm like, you go, girl. Now, some of the other things she's struggling because she's new. So she's struggling with a few other things in her business, but I'm there to help her and guide her along the way. We got this, right? So I'm always telling her, like, girl, you got this. Like, you got an email list up and running. Do you know how long it takes people to get an email list up and running? And it doesn't take long. It's just the dread of it because of the technology behind it. It's like, oh my gosh, like I really got to sit down and like figure this thing out. But once you get in it, it's like, oh man, like this is not too bad at all. But I'm so proud of her with how her email list is growing. Your email list is a part of your lead generation strategy. If you have an online business, you should definitely consider having an email list. As a matter of fact, I honestly, my honest opinion is for you to be successful at having an online business, this day and age, you absolutely got to have an email list. Your email list is your gateway to being able to make money anytime you want. It is also a very powerful way to get repeat sales from people. My clients buy from me over and over and over again. And let me tell you the beauty in that, you guys, it costs a lot of money. I don't have the exact number, but it's expensive to acquire a customer. It's pricey, right? If you can get customers, you know, the cost that the acquisition cost of getting a customer, if you can avoid having to spend that and you can sell to people who are already customers, who are already connected to you, that's going to save your business a lot of money. If I have to spend $3,000 in ads and I get 300 new leads from those ads, maybe a small percentage of them may become clients. But I'm not saying that you can get 300 leads with $3,000. You might be able to. You may be able to get more, but ads are sometimes very unpredictable. But I'm just giving an example. So if you had to spend $3,000, you got 300 leads, and then let's say 5 of them become clients, right? Then that's money that you've had to spend to acquire those clients or those leads. Now, or even if you're not spending money, but you're spending your time, right? If you're doing organic lead generation, which is very powerful, by the way, if you're not spending money on advertising, but you're doing everything organically, it's still your time. You're still spending time to acquire those customers. So when you have an email list, you can get repeat sales from those customers over and over and over again without you having to spend more time or more money to acquire new customers, right? So your email list is a very important part of the lead generation process. This is a service that I recently have provided for my clients and my current and my past clients because I know that this is very important and I know it's something that they wanted to get together. So we did a session where we spent the Saturday just working on getting their email list up and running. And some of my clients took me on an offer to do it for them. Now, I don't really do a lot of done for you services anymore, but I did offer to my clients, hey, I will set your email list up for you. I knew it was something that was important to them. So your email list is an important part of your lead generation strategy, okay? And the third thing you need to build a thriving online business is you need a nurturing system. You need a system where you're constantly providing value. Two things: you're providing value and you're staying connected, right? So when you nurture a lead, that means you're constantly providing value. You're staying in contact with them. A lot of people feel like, oh, I talked to this person and I talked to them last week and they didn't join. And so what a lot of people do is they'll just dismiss them and never talk to that person again. But what I teach my clients is stay in contact with the person because maybe it's just not a good time for them. I've had people who have done 3 and 4 of my launches and then join my program. I've had people who've been following me for years and then finally they decide to join my program or invest, right? And it's because of my nurturing system where I'm showing up live and I'm engaging in the messages a lot. I talk to people in the DMs a lot. And that's because these are my people. This is my audience, right? This is how I know what kind of content to create. This is how I know what kind of offers to create because I'm constantly talking to people. But your nurturing system, it's got to be you putting out content on a regular basis. My clients are well aware of this, that whatever you're doing, when you're putting out content, that's a part of serving. Remember last week I talked about serving, selling by serving. You sharing content is you serving your audience. What kind of valuable information can you give to them? What kind of tips can you give to them to help them? What kind of insight from behind the scenes can you share with them that's going to help them, that's going to add value to their lives? What kind of inspiration can you bring that can motivate somebody to take the next step in their journey? Okay. So your nurturing is going to come from, it's going to come from within, right? I want you to think about, what do you wish somebody told you? What kind of information, what kind of tools do you wish you had when you were in their situation? And that alone will give you a really amazing perspective on what kind of information to share. Now, when I work with clients, I have taught my clients how to use artificial intelligence. I have taught them that, but in a way to help them to, help them to facilitate what they're already doing, but not to use AI to replace themselves. And the reason why I say this is because when I work with clients, I usually, when I create for them, whether it's content ideas or offers, I usually take into account their personality, their story, the energy that they're bringing, their passion, and that's how I create a customized offer for them, because I want them to love their offer just as much as their clients do, right? When you love something, like you, when I show up to meet with my clients, I am excited. If y'all, and I say this all the time because I know people who don't like their clients, y'all. And let me tell you, when I first heard that, I was so tickled, because I'm like, how do you not like your clients? Like, y'all, like, look, don't look, make sure when you invest in with somebody, make sure they actually like you, right? Because I know, look, I know some people that they don't really like their clients, but they show up, they do the work because they're getting paid to do it. I actually like my clients. I enjoy hanging out with my clients. Okay. So the reason why I design offers the way I design them is because I want my clients to enjoy what they're doing, enjoy their work. We also talk about pre-qualifying their clients as well. So they know, listen, if this person is not a good fit, do not take them on. It's better for you to enjoy showing up and serving your clients than to show up dreading, right? Have you ever had a client before and you just like, oh my goodness, I do not really want to work with this person? I had a client like this a long, long time ago where I was just like, oh my goodness, I don't like getting on with this person. They drain my energy. They're just not a good fit for me and for what I'm offering. And listen, sometimes you got to fire some clients. Sometimes you may have to fire a client and say, listen, this is not a good fit. You know, let's agree to cancel this contract, right? And you can drop another contract where it's a mutual agreement where you both decide that, okay, we're not pursuing this contract any further. Neither one of us are going to pursue anything, you know, anything further with this contract. And sometimes it's like that, right? Sometimes you gotta let go of somebody so that you can get on more clients. If you have a client that's sucking you dry, that's draining you dry, you need that energy so you can serve the clients who are a good fit. Okay. So you need, number one, visibility. You need a lead generation system, and you also need a nurturing system. You need a plan for how you're going to nurture, how you're going to provide value to your audience, to your people. And then number four, you need to make offers. Okay. You need offers and you need to make offers. This means you got to sell. So you need a sales system. Okay. You need a system for how you are making offers, how you are closing sales. Now, for me, for example, I like to close sales in a launch because I know that teaching is a strength of mine, and teaching is something that I really enjoy doing. But you can also close sales outside of a launch. And so when you do, I always encourage my clients to do a launch, which is, a launch is basically a marketing campaign. Okay. So I know it can sound like really complicated, but a launch is simply a marketing campaign. That's that, nothing more, nothing less, right? You're marketing yourself, you're marketing your program, and you're allowing people to see you and see what you can do. So a launch is just a marketing campaign. Okay. So I encourage my clients to do launches because when you do a launch, you're doing all the stuff that I'm talking about, all the four things that we just talking about. You're doing all of that in one evolution. Number one, when you launch, you're working on your visibility, okay? Because you're bringing in new people. You're working on lead generation because you're going to be talking to people. You're going to be finding out what their problems are and making sure you got the solution to their problems. You're nurturing them because during your launch, you're going to be providing them with content. And then you're making offers. You're selling during a launch. Launches are powerful because you get all of that all in one evolution. I usually encourage my clients, especially if they're new. Now, this is launching is great for seasoned coaches as well. But especially if you're new, a launch is a powerful way for you to get clients, because if you're like, well, listen, I don't have a lot of testimonials, I don't have a lot of past work with clients, do a launch. And the reason why I say do a launch is because you showing up and engaging with your audience and showing them what they can do, it stands in the place of you having a ton of testimonials and things like that, right? So let's say, for example, let's say if I want to work with Renee, and maybe Renee may not have 20 or 30 testimonials that I can go read. But let's say I've been hanging out with Renee during this launch, and let's say for the past 3 days, she has been blowing my mind with this information that she's been giving me. And let's say I really like her personality and I like how she told me her story, because I feel like I really resonate with her story. Now I'm ready to work with her today, because I'm like, I've been hanging out with her for the last 3 days and I really like her and I like the information that she gave, right? Do y'all get what I'm saying with how powerful like launching can be, especially if you're new? See, a lot of people, they struggle with selling because they're just out there sharing content and things like that. And those things are great, right? But when you launch, it's a different level. When you launch, it's a different level of content. It's a different level of your expertise coming out. And it's a different atmosphere for you to be able to connect with your audience. So making offers and selling, a powerful way to do that is with launching. And then when you're not launching, you still need a sales system for how you're closing sales when you're not launching. Now, listen, if you only launch and that's the only way you get clients, you're going to struggle to bring money in between your launches. This is why I encourage you to have your sales system in place so you can close sales whether you're launching or not, right? You're going to have a way to be able to do that on a regular basis. And yes, you can plan your income. You can predict your income, because when you understand how many people you need to talk to, how many people you need in your launches to hit your revenue goals, you reverse engineer it, right? So if you know you need to talk to 10 people, let's say every 10 people Natasha talks to, one of them becomes a client, right? But Natasha's only going to figure that out by experience. So let's say she's got experience, she's working, she's nurturing, she's generating leads, she's getting her visibility on. And let's say she realizes, she looks back at her records and she says, you know what? Every time I talk to 10 people, I close a sale. So if Natasha needs to close a sale, guess what she needs to do? She needs to go talk to 10 people, right? Because she knows that once she works through these 10 people, one of them is going to close. One of them is going to become a client. And then as Natasha gets more skilled with who she's talking to, maybe that will become 5. Maybe every 5 people she talks to becomes a client, right? So you really can predict your income. So for those of you who are like, oh my gosh, I'm so scared, like, I'm not going to be able to make enough money. If I step into this full time, I'm not going to be able to make enough money. Now, first of all, don't leave your job unless your business is bringing enough revenue. But I've had some clients. I had a client who actually quit her job after us working together. She actually quit her job and stepped into business full time. Now, that's different because she was like, okay, I got income like coming in. I can do this. But that's a different situation from somebody who loses their job. I've had clients who lost their job. They've been laid off, or for whatever reason, their company shut down. Especially you guys in this climate, there are a lot of businesses who are closing their doors and people are getting laid off and things like that. And so, in that sense, that's a little bit different, because if you're in a place where you're like, listen, I just lost my job, I need to make some money, I need to get my get my revenue up, that's a different thing. But I just said all that to say that you can plan out your income. It takes a little experience and a little bit of momentum to get to that place where you're like, okay, I know I need to talk to 5 people. Once I talk to 5 people, one of these people are going to become a client. Okay. So the next thing you need, the final thing that I want to talk about today is service delivery. Okay. So you need, number 1, visibility. You need lead generation. You need a nurturing system. You need a sales system where you're making offers on a regular basis and closing clients. And then you need to focus on your service delivery, meaning deliver on what you promise. I cannot tell you how many people get scammed. They get taken for their money. And it's heartbreaking because it's like, come on now, like if you promise this, make sure you deliver on what you promise. And so I think sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating because you're like, wait a minute, if I take them on as a client, like I want to make sure I'm going to be able to deliver. Yes, you can and you will, because when that money starts coming in, you're going to want to keep that money coming in, right? So you're going to make sure you're delivering on what you promise. You guys, is not as complicated as it seems. If you say, okay, I'm going to give you this amount of services, I'm going to give you this much time. Make sure you deliver on what you promise. And the reason why I say that, you guys, is because when you deliver on what you promise, first of all, you are a woman of integrity, right? When you operate in integrity, you make sure you keep your word. You do what you say you're going to do. I always tell my clients, if I tell you I'm going to do something, and I don't, I probably forgot, right? That's not me not just intentionally blowing you off. Shoot me a message and say, hey, what about this? And remind me, because if I don't write it down, I'm probably going to forget. Hey, shoot me a message and let me know, because I'm very intentional about keeping my word. So delivering on your promise is not as difficult as it may seem. And I'm saying this because some people feel like they're scared to commit, right? I had a client who, she wanted to shift how she was making money, but she was like, oh, I don't want to do that because I'm scared I'm going to have like stuff come up and things are going to happen. Well, that's okay. If things come up, that's okay, as long as you are informing your clients on what's going on and you're still making a way to deliver them the services that you promised. But service delivery is huge, because when you do what you say you're going to do, guess what happens? Your clients, they refer people to you. My clients are always tagging me in things when people are asking for specific things. They'll tag me, they send me referrals. Why? Because I delivered to them what I promised, right? And my service delivery is what they expected, and maybe even beyond that. So what happens is they bring me even more people and introduce me to even more people because of the service delivery. So you want to make sure you're delivering on what you promised, because that grows your business in so many ways. So your clients get results, and you get to share your clients' results. My clients are all amazing, and I love sharing the things that they've been able to do. So you get to share your clients' results. They're winning, and you get to share that and talk about your client wins. But also, it puts you in position to have a really nice referral network, because now people are so excited about the results that you've been able to help them to get, because you delivered on your promise. Now they can bring you more people. No, listen, none of us are referring anything or anybody that didn't work for us or didn't do well for us, right? We just don't do that, right? We refer things, we talk about things that that we have proven to work or to go well with us. So your service delivery has got to be on point. It's something that you want to consider along with all the other things that we're talking about. So in a nutshell, you guys, that's how you build a thriving online business, y'all. I told my client last week, I was like, you know what? Business is simple. It's complicated, but it's also very simple. It's simple because if you show up, you find your people, you give them value, you make them an offer, and then you deliver on your promise, right? Doesn't that sound so simple? It's like, if you work on doing those things on a regular basis, oh my goodness, you're going to be so. Listen, we're right at the start of a new era, right? We're moving into a new year. This is the perfect time to rethink some things and to start your next year off on a strong note, knowing, okay, listen, this is what I'm going to be focusing on, right? These are the things that I need to do, and these are the type of services that I want to deliver. This is a great time to start focusing on some of the things that we talked about today. How are you going to show up? What opportunities, visibility opportunities, are you going to step into? How are you going to generate leads? How are you going to find your people? How are you going to nurture them? What kind of content are you going to be sharing? What kind of offers do you want to create? I'm in the midst right now of revamping some of my offers, because I'm finding that I have some really high level stuff that I want to teach, but then I have some clients who are just at the point where they're just getting started, and they're like, listen, I got to get my business foundation set up first before I step into the higher level stuff. So now I'm like, okay, I need to separate my offers out so that I can work with people who are just in the early stages and still trying to figure things out, from the high level stuff, from the ladies who have already hit that six figure mark, and now they're ready to step into something different. And so sometimes you got to think about, okay, like, what kind of offers am I going to create, and then how am I going to deliver my services? So you guys, that's in a nutshell how you build a thriving business. If you focus on each one of those steps, you are going to take off. I'm telling you, the stuff that we just talked about today, even some seasoned people are missing some of these components, and it causes a struggle. This is what I meant earlier when I said, if you focus on just visibility, but you don't focus on lead generation, you don't focus on nurturing, you're going to struggle, right? If you focus on nurturing, but you're not constantly bringing people into new people into your audience, you're going to struggle when it comes to sales because you're going to be offering the same thing to the same people over and over and over again, and they're going to get so tired of you. They're going to be like, listen, I'm so tired of seeing this offer. I'm so tired of seeing the same thing over and over again. So all of these pieces have to work together for you to thrive. Okay. All right, you guys, this has been so awesome. I know I was talking fast, but I've been trying to get these out in less than an hour. So I wanted to make sure I gave you all the information in less than an hour. So that's why I was talking fast. But you can always go back and watch the replay. Also, stay tuned. I've got some really awesome things coming up for some holiday sales. You guys, most of you guys know that this is my favorite time of the year. So I am working on some really special offers during the holiday season for you. For those of you who are like, I need this or I need that, you have certain things that you need to put in place in your business. Just stay tuned. If you're on my email list, you'll be getting emails about that. If you're in the group, you'll also be getting notifications about that. So if you've been wanting to step into something new, this is the time. So stay tuned for that. Other than that, you guys, I will be back. Wait a minute now. Let me check because I think isn't Thanksgiving next Thursday, y'all? Next Thursday is Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Like this this time has went by so fast. Like I've got most of my Thanksgiving food already because 2 Thanksgivings ago I went to the store to get some cheese. Y'all, there was not an ounce of cheese in the store. So I was like, you know what? I'm getting my stuff early because I'm not about to be in the store fighting with somebody over the last block of cheese. So I got like most of my stuff I already got because I'm like, it's just too much to be out here in these streets trying to get the last minute Thanksgiving thing of items. So happy Thanksgiving to y'all, and I hope that it's a blessed time. In the meantime, you guys feel free to reach out if you have any questions or about anything that I talked about, or if there's a specific topic you want me to go into detail about, just shoot me a message and just let me know what you want to hear, what you want me to talk about. I'm all ears for that because when you guys tell me what you want to know, I can deliver that content with the confidence knowing, hey, this is something that they actually asked for. And I want to make this worth your time too. So you're showing up. So I want to make sure you're getting that type of information that you need. So feel free to reach out at any time. If you're interested in working with me, if you want to join any of my coaching or mentorship programs, reach out. Let's talk about the opportunities that I have to help you, to support you on your journey and doing what God has called you to do. Okay. So a lot of my gifts go into helping you and positioning you to use your gifts. So reach out. You can email me at info@shantaprince.com. Or if you're watching me on Facebook or LinkedIn, just shoot me a message. All right. Y'all have a beautiful Thursday. Have a blessed weekend and happy Thanksgiving. Y'all have a good one, and I'll be seeing you again soon.